They're located on Main Street, right in the middle of Jewett City, and they are accepting new patients right now. Individual, couples, family, and group counseling are all services available at Life's Journey Counseling Services in Jewett City. Find them online at lifesjourneyct.com and click on Book Appointment for information on how to start or to simply get questions answered. Life's Journey Counseling Services has multiple therapists on staff, so your questions, concerns, and counseling needs will all be met. lifesjourneyct.com. It's the best place to start your personal journey to heal, become a better version of yourself, and strengthen your relationships. Life's Journey Counseling Services, 70 Main Street here in Jewett City, lifesjourneyct.com.
At last, a checking account that's worth the switch. While some banks offer checking account rewards and some banks rebate ATM withdrawal fees, at Eastern, we say, why choose? Why settle for a boring checking account when you can Kasasa? Check out our Kasasa checking accounts and find out how easy it is to get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank, member FDIC. Do you Kasasa?
You see the signs everywhere. No alcohol if under 21. No tobacco under 21. No vaping supplies under 21. It's 21 for a reason.
Youth that use alcohol are more likely to engage in other risky behaviors, such as gambling. Learn the warning signs and how to talk to your children about addiction.
It's 21 for a reason. Brought to you by CIRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. Find out more at CIRACCT.org.
People say it all the time. I love to support local business. Look to a business that also supports the community in return. If you're looking for both of these qualifications, then Winton Automotive on North Main Street, Jewett City should be your choice for auto repair. Ken Winton is local but supports local teams all year long. From oil changes to engine repair, Winton Automotive can do it all. Find them on Facebook or go to a youth sporting event and you'll probably see Winton Automotive on somebody's jersey. Winton Automotive, North Main Street, Jewett City, proud sponsor of Wolverine Athletics.
You buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Let's face it, most of our expenses are on the rise, but your insurance doesn't have to be one of them. The Burns Agency can quote your home, auto, business insurance with any of our 30-plus top-rated insurance companies. Let's be sure you're getting the best available pricing with quality service from experienced staff. Call, email, or visit us online to see what the Burns Agency can do for you. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
At last, a checking account that's worth the switch. While some banks offer checking account rewards and some banks rebate ATM withdrawal fees, at Eastern, we say, why choose? Why settle for a boring checking account when you can Kasasa? Check out our Kasasa checking accounts and find out how easy it is to get both. For more information, visit bankeasternct.com or stop by any of our branch locations today. Eastern Connecticut Savings Bank, member FDIC. Do you Kasasa?
You see the signs everywhere. No alcohol if under 21. No tobacco under 21. No vaping supplies under 21. It's 21 for a reason.
Youth that use alcohol are more likely to engage in other risky behaviors, such as gambling. Learn the warning signs and how to talk to your children about addiction.
It's 21 for a reason. Brought to you by CIRAC and funded in partnership with SAMHSA. Find out more at CIRACCT.org.
People say it all the time. I love to support local business. Look to a business that also supports the community in return. If you're looking for both of these qualifications, then Winton Automotive on North Main Street, Jewett City should be your choice for auto repair. Ken Winton is local but supports local teams all year long. From oil changes to engine repair, Winton Automotive can do it all. Find them on Facebook or go to a youth sporting event and you'll probably see Winton Automotive on somebody's jersey. Winton Automotive, North Main Street, Jewett City, proud sponsor of Wolverine Athletics.
You buy better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Let's face it, most of our expenses are on the rise, but your insurance doesn't have to be one of them. The Burns Agency can quote your home, auto, business insurance with any of our 30 plus top rated insurance companies. Let's be sure you're getting the best available pricing with quality service from experienced staff. Call, email, or visit us online to see what the Burns Agency can do for you. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
Better. Better it burns. Much better. So much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns. You buy better it burns. You buy better.
Hi, I'm your local opossum. I'm nature's pest control and cleanup crew. I'm naturally immune to rabies. And I can eat up to 5,000 ticks per year. I can't catch or carry Lyme disease. And I eat insects, spiders, small rodents, and some dead stuff. So if you see me, ignore me. The following has been brought to you by Griswold Health and Safety.
Your community radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Paul.
I think we got it.
I don't know. What do you got?
Well, you just sit there and look pretty, Paul, okay?
Well, I don't know. I keep hearing two types of music. One channel coming out of something and another channel coming out of something else. I'm saying, what the hell is going on? Oh well.
Anyway,
I'm
still kind of getting used to this new software.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's pretty cool. But it's just learning. There's a lot of new features on it that I'm not used to.
Gotcha.
So anyway, you gotta speak up, dude.
So are you live?
I can't turn the microphone up anymore.
Are you live now?
Yeah, we've been live.
I don't know. I can't tell because.
Is that going to make you talk louder?
Well,
no.
I don't want to yell.
Since when? Must have went and got a massage yesterday.
You have to tell everybody.
I know. All right, so later on we have Alex Greslak coming in from the Board of Finance. He'll be in today, probably in about 10, 15 minutes or so. Talk about what's going on with the budget, budget season.
Coming up, right?
Well, we're in budget season. You know, they're making the budgets now. So we're just waiting to see, you know, what's the
I wonder how close they are.
Huh?
I wonder how close they are. So I guess we'll find that out.
We'll find that out today, you know, with the different departments and stuff and who's going to cut what. And it ought to be pretty interesting. So,
yeah. Well, the radio budget's going to be cut. We're going to cut it by 25%.
The what? The radio budget?
Yeah, the radio.
Yeah,
budget,
because they spend a lot with us.
25%. Yeah.
You know what's coming up though? We can talk about a little bit. Is the borough election's coming up.
Oh, that's right. They do it early.
It's coming on. Yeah, May 1st. Is it May 1st?
That's like next week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep, it's May 1st. That's coming up. Let me make sure I got the date right. I'm pretty sure it's either May 1st or May 2nd. Pretty sure it's May 1st. But,
I think, yeah.
Which is a Monday.
Monday.
which you can vote for Borough Burgess or Borough Warden. So there's nobody running against Tim Sharkey.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's assured to be the Borough Warden again for another 2 years.
Yep.
The only difference that could happen at all, like for example, Kathy Waslick is a Burgess on the Republican end.
Yeah.
And she will go ahead and continue because
there's nobody running against her.
There's no other Republican representation.
Okay.
So she's going to be on the board
again.
Right.
Yeah.
So now there's 3 spots for Democrats.
And 4 people.
And 4 people are running. So it's either going to stay the same or somebody's going to get bumped.
Yeah.
You know, so
it's up to the people.
Everybody has their theory on who's going to get bumped or who's not going to get
bumped.
So there's one new person running for a seat this year, which is Jennifer Gauthier. She's challenging the 3 Democratic incumbents, which is senior Burgess Lori Sorter, Laura Laidley, and Jim Kruger.
Gotcha.
So I've heard rumblings, but it's BS rumor mill stuff. Who's going to get bumped. I don't know if anybody's even here in the borough here that really wants to make a speculation or anything. Kevin Cunningham says SNSN had to cut its budget because only Mike has SN as a background behind him, while Paul is a green wall.
I know.
So it's
I've always been that way, plain Jane.
Yeah,
that's the way I get treated around here.
Well, we don't want you to feel strange. We don't want you to feel odd. We want you to feel okie dokie. And then Victoria says good morning. So good morning, Victoria. So like we said, we've got Alex Greslak coming in a few minutes. I don't know if he's going to be bringing anybody with him. I did tell him that if he wanted to bring a member of the Board of Finance with him, to do so. Haven't heard either way, so we'll be surprised if someone comes in or not. So.
Oh, okay.
So that we'll be able to get a little bit of information. Kevin Cunningham doesn't ever come in anymore. We are not worthy of him, the Plainfield First Selectman. So.
Yeah, he's step up.
Yeah, he's upper echelon. He just, Mr. Tom Sparkman comes in. He comes in and has a good time and stuff like that. But no, not Mr. Cunningham.
Well, it's not just us, Mr. Cunningham's, but
sits there.
Doesn't happen around here either.
well, that's not my fault.
Oh well.
You want to sit there, Mr. Cunningham sitting there smoking his stogie, putting his feet up on the desk in Plainfield, going, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah.
Oh. So you put a little heat on the man, and he says, oh, when would you like me to visit?
Oh.
Anytime, Kevin.
Yeah.
What days, text me a couple of days that work for you. And I'll make it happen. But we haven't had you in a while. Yeah. Hey, it's Logan. Hey, look, come here, Logan. Come over here, Logan. Hey, this is Logan. Say hi. Say that's Logan right here. That's right. That's Logan. Him and his Red Bull. Yeah. Everything good?
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Go back to Melissa's house.
I'm going back to your
Hey, see if you can find my garbage can. Wake up the boy and ask him. No, you know what he did? Somebody did. Somebody took the garbage out of the garbage can. All right. Put the bag on the ground in the kitchen.
So they take it outside.
No, and it's leaking.
That's awesome.
And then you go over to Cameron's room. He's got his entire wardrobe
On the floor, right?
On the floor in the hallway.
Yeah. Oh, again? One of those?
Yeah.
He's making the Great Wall of Cameron in the hallway?
Great Wall of Cameron. Yeah.
I'll go yell.
Yeah, do so.
Yeah. Have a good day, Mike.
Bye, Logan. Whatever, Cunningham. He goes, great radio. Find my garbage can. Now, this is why we want Kevin on, because he doesn't take any crap. Just straight up baller.
Always a lot of action going on in Plainfield, good or bad.
Yeah, lots of accidents lately. That's not something you're happy about, but
No, I know,
but it's unfortunate. But
Yeah.
it's not just Plainfield; they're all over the place
I
lately.
know. Well, it's springtime, so
Yeah.
yeah. Well.
Victoria says, "Bag his stuff up and put it out. Put it outside. That'll get his attention."
Won't happen. Mike's stuff will be outside.
No. Uh-oh. Why do I have the feeling this is not good news? Okay. Alex will be here in about 10 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Which is cool. As far as anybody from Grizzled, from the selectman office, they're always welcome here. I mean, the first selectman came here one day, was in the parking lot, totally unannounced, and asked if she could come on. And I said, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So we would definitely accommodate, you know?
No. I
I will go ahead and always say again, it's not personal. No. Nothing about this is personal.
I don't think there's really anything going on.
You know? Well, there's always something that can be talked about.
I suppose so, but
so what about economic development and the possibility of grants and that kind of stuff? What's going on with that?
Well, all I know is that
because you're on the EDC, so
yeah, that's CFI grant, the one they were going for the 18 million.
Yeah,
12 for where's it? I keep thinking. I always think of
12 for was it some for the infrastructure, some for the water tower? Am I wrong?
Yeah, it was 6 for us and 12 for them. Unfortunately, it got turned down.
This is all right.
Yeah,
on 164.
Yeah, so that $18 million grant got turned down.
Yeah.
So I think now
what?
Well, they're going for their own grant because the other thing
the company themselves.
Yeah, because they're going to be affiliated with YMCA.
YMCA. Yeah.
So YMCA is a nonprofit. So they're believing that if they go with YMCA, they may be able to get the money because of what YMCA does.
So I think some people don't know, which I think it's fun to announce, is that YMCA is looking to come to Griswold.
Correct.
Up on 164.
Right.
A full-blown YMCA.
Yeah, it's going to be part of that whole project down there.
Yeah.
They're going to have, you'll have a swimming pool and everything else that YMCA does.
Yeah.
Other than just assisted living.
Right.
So this will be available to residents.
Yeah.
If and when it ever happens. But I know right now they're doing environmental studies.
Mm-hmm.
I read something someplace. They were looking to check and find out if there were certain types snakes were down there and turtles. And I don't know. There's some environmental thing going on.
Oh, tell them they're going to move out.
Yeah. But I don't think the bids are going to be out until July.
Right.
Yeah. So, but that's all I know what's going on. But we never did get the money. So.
Now, is the YMCA coming regardless?
I don't know.
Or is it only part of that?
It's all part of that whole group.
All right. So they're not coming standalone by themselves.
No, they're going to be on that property. That's all I know.
All right. So it's like, you're not coming, we're not coming.
Well, I don't know. I can't answer that because I don't know.
Okay.
All I know is that they were affiliated with them and they're going to be on that property.
Got it.
So, which would be good for us because, like I say, it'll open up some other places for the town to use. How YMCA is. You join the YMCA, you have all entities. It's all kinds of things that you have.
You can stop there. You can get a good meal and,
well, yeah,
hang out with all the boys.
Yeah.
At the Y.
Well, they do a lot of sports, internal sports stuff there too. I remember what they used to do. So they have a gym and things.
So they had a gym. They had basketball and
pool and all that kind of stuff.
The last YMCA we had was the one in Norwich.
Yeah, which be right across from the old Elks home, and that disappeared because of something. I don't know.
Probably money. I mean, that's usually what happens, or funding.
Yeah. But that's the only thing that they're still looking to try to do the infrastructure down there. It's going to be tight. They would just won't build a water tower, I guess. I mean, I asked the question, what would they do if they can't get the water tower down there? Then the company, then that project down, they would have to put their own water suppression tower in someplace on their property.
Yeah.
So it's not a lost cause yet, but still.
Why do we keep getting so close and then our dreams just get crushed?
I know.
That seems to be what happens around here.
Yeah.
When it comes to that kind of thing. And that's something that we can talk to Alex about in a few minutes.
Yeah.
Why are like when things
Because the one thing
all go away.
the one thing we don't do is invest in economic development. There's nothing in the budget that allows us to spend money to go out and make money, unfortunately.
So what do you want to see them do?
Well, I think what they could do
as a member of the EDC.
Well, one of the things that came up in one of our meetings with the new guy, he just said that, why can't we advertise Griswold? Why can't we do something to, promote it? But there's no money in the budget to promote any kind of economic development. So what are you going to do? You can't, people aren't going to do stuff for free.
Correct.
I mean, that's the key to what we need.
Yeah.
We start getting economic development, then we can start to do a lot of things. But without it, we're dead in the water. When that 164 thing is, once that opens that up, then you got some properties down there. Maybe that was, I don't know, who knows?
So what do you do? What do you do? I mean, let me ask you a question, Paul. And I hate to say this, but is the problem with the people that are on the EDC?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think everybody's looking to try to get stuff done. But
so you're happy with Tom Giard being the EDC chair?
He pushes this stuff. He talks with a lot of business people.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you're there, so
I know. I know that, but it's usually him as the chair and Jim, who's the co-chair, and along with the selectmen, actually, and of course Mario, who talk with all the people that are attempting to come.
Yeah.
And then we hear about it when we go to the meeting. So.
And you're talking like Mario Tresini.
Yeah.
Who's the town planner.
Yeah, he gets involved a lot. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
So take it from like a resident standpoint, right?
Yeah.
So we took a look at, like, if we were talking about economic development, nothing's happening. It hasn't been happening for years.
I agree.
So let me ask you a question. If this was let's say this was a corporation with a CEO.
CEO would
all right,
gone.
Would the CEO be gone, or would the EDC people be gone? Before they'd be gone well before the CEO would be gone.
Well, that's true.
So the question is the EDC doing what they need to do? They're not closing the deal.
They got to understand that it does not come out of EDC. It comes out of the selectman's office and the planner's office. They're the ones that talk to a lot of these businesses.
So why it even have EDC? What do they do? What do y'all do? Here comes our ride. What does EDC do? If they don't facilitate any of this, why are they there? Why do they meet?
You find out what's going on. I tell you, Tom.
I know. I'm not trying to be a smartass. I'm really
Tom
getting an idea.
Tom works with the selectman's office along with Jim, to talk to businesses when they come to town to try to promote it. There's always looking for stuff. Mm-hmm. I think he does all right. I'm not arguing with him, but it's that I think he does fine.
So you're saying EDC is not more than a referral source?
Well, I can't say that. Why would I say they're a referral source? They actually work with the town selectman and the town planner.
Okay.
The chairman does it, along with the co-chair.
Okay.
That's why there's a leadership.
And I get that. My thing is this: if they're not producing,
you can't produce it.
I know you don't want to say anything negative. I know it, Paul. I get it.
People that come to town, they don't want to. The whole biggest problem in this town, there's no infrastructure. We all know that.
Huh?
There's no infrastructure.
Okay. then again, I know you don't want to say anything, and I get it. I understand. I'm not gonna, but I'm saying if I'm a CEO of a company and I have a 3-person department that is not producing, I don't care who they work with. They could be working with you. Of course, they're going to work, as liaisons, between departments and stuff like that. So they're going to work as liaisons between different departments, right?
Yeah.
If they're not producing, why do you keep them?
Well,
you find other people.
You can have my job if you want it. You can have my job.
Huh?
Nobody wants to volunteer.
Okay. I mean, it's
not a paid position like financial board.
You're right. Oh, I gotta get the right camera here for Alex. There we go. All right, there's Alex. Hey, Alex Greslak, who's here.
I'm glad you're here because he's been busting my butt for the last 10 minutes.
Oh, it's not about that.
What are you guys talking about?
Well, we're talking about EDC.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about EDC, and my point is this, and maybe as board of finance chair, you can go ahead and add a comment or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is this: is that if this was a corporation,
right,
and I was a CEO of a corporation,
mm-hmm,
and I have a department called economic development, and they are not producing, even if they do, they just work as liaisons between town planner, first selectman, whoever. If they're not producing and things are not happening, as a CEO, I'm finding 3 different people.
What do you have to say about that?
Because
it's easy for him to say because he sits on the sideline and nothing else.
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
Wow.
But when it comes to volunteering and you ask him, he won't do it. Put your money where your mouth is.
Is that true, Mike?
You had an opportunity to
you really want to go there?
You had an opportunity.
Do we want to do this?
You had an opportunity to get on the board and you didn't want to do it.
Do we want to do this right now?
No.
Okay.
Not now.
All right. Because you know why.
Why. I know why. But the other issue is that the town does not support EDC in a financial way. If you want to make money, you have to spend some money. If we don't have any money to go out and promote ourselves, which we don't, I think the financial board, the economic board has $3,000 or $2,000.
Yeah.
To spend it anyway.
Right.
If we had more money where we could go out and promote economic development, then maybe we could do something. But there's nothing. There's no money. It's all word of mouth and whatever comes into town hall. So I rest my case. This is not about economic development. It's about the finance board.
Well,
it's kind of one and the same.
They're linked. They're linked. Certainly. Yeah. I don't know. It's a hard position to be in, Paul. But
yeah, I'm not blaming you.
No.
I'm not blaming Charlotte Gear. I'm not, blaming anybody. I'm just saying, if all right, if you're batting third in the lineup, right?
Yeah.
And you're striking out, and you're bouncing into double plays, and you're batting 210 as a rookie. Guess what? You're getting sent back down. They're gonna bring somebody else that can do the job. It's kind of like that in business.
Something needs to happen, right? Is that what you're getting at, Mike?
Yeah.
Something needs to give big time.
Because what's happening here is somebody's not closing the deal.
Yeah.
Somebody's not closing the deals.
There has to be a deal. If there's no deals, then you can't.
Right, but you have to get to that point, and you need somebody that is.
If there's no deal, you can't close a deal.
Right, but
I don't know if any deals. I don't know if any
the thing
deals.
is, I'm 30. I've lived here my whole life. I've heard of so many things over the years of, this could be coming, this could be coming, and nothing's.
Nothing here.
There was a lot of opportunity a few years ago before the infrastructure was structured. I didn't have it, so I haven't heard of anything lately. To be honest with you.
Really?
They lost their grant.
Yeah,
they didn't get the.
They're resubmitting it, but yeah. So they said the state basically told them, resubmit it and it's looking good. But again, that's
but the companies resubmitted on their own.
Yeah, right.
Through the YMCA.
Oh, really?
The YMCA is going to be down
there. Oh, yes.
So them being a nonprofit would hopefully benefit them to get the grant.
Right.
Alex, let me read your question because
Sure. Sure.
a comment by Jennifer Goff here
Okay.
that it won't fit on the entire screen here. Says it doesn't cost. Well, here it's right there. It doesn't cost anything for our town leaders to meet with state leaders and agency reps to see what programs are out there that could help us. We have no voices at the tables where decisions are made. Our leaders are elected to move us forward, but it seems to me personally, in quotes or in parentheses, that we are too busy with frivolous, unimportant issues instead of diverting attention to moving us forward. For instance, we spend a ridiculous number of hours arguing over $5,000 in NIP money with the borough instead of spending the time advocating for the projects that could benefit the entire town.
I would respectfully disagree quite a bit about that, and here's why. I don't want to. Well, it's going to be hard not to get into partisan politics, but the bottom line is the state is the Grizzled is no friend of the state, meaning they do not like us. I'll be straight up. We have two representatives that I think do a pretty good job, our state senator and our state rep. But when you're outnumbered 2-1 and they control everything, they control the purse strings, they control the laws, they control the executive, judicial. I don't know what we can possibly do. Yeah, sure, we can go sit at the table, but then Hartford comes and says, "Oh, we just blew another $10 million. We need another $10 million," and we get pennies. I mean, yeah, we're going to get this. We got this. Think about this. We're going to most likely, knock on wood, we're going to get the $1 million grant for the senior center from the state. $1 million for a town like Griswold. That's transformational. It's going to replenish all the money we took out of the reserve funds to finish the senior center, and we're going to use it most likely this year to help fund the budget and keep taxes low. It's transformational. But $1 million to all these cities around the state that just blow it year after year. I'm sorry, but we can go sit at the table, but are they going to do anything for us? I'm sorry, but I don't think so. I think we're on our own. As far as the NIP money, I mean, I wasn't part of that whole thing. I think, yeah, it was ridiculous to fight over $5,000, sure, but I just don't know what can possibly be done we can only go, kiss the ring so many times in Hartford, basically. And that, I mean, think about it. In a year, and another somewhat good news is supposedly they're going to restore our cut to our ECS money.
ECS money, yeah.
Supposedly that's going to be restored, so they're going to give us another $50,000. Oh, where do you want me to write the thank you letter? I mean, yeah, it's great, but Hartford, Bridgeport, where they get all the votes, how much money are they going to get? Another 50 million, another 100 million. That's going to be blown on frivolous stuff. So, I mean, yeah, sure, we could try, and I think, we try the best. I mean, I think our leaders try the best they can, but unfortunately, that's kind of a dead end. So we're kind of on our own, unfortunately.
Do you think we worry more towards the stuff that doesn't matter?
I've been watching your shows, and I mean,
no, call me out.
It depends. It depends. I mean, what matters to someone might not matter to another person. It's kind of subjective, but I guess at the end of the day, what's the most important thing?
Well, it depends on what the
keeping our taxes low, keeping our residents happy. You have to balance everything. I think from the Board of Finance's point of view, I think we're pretty. We only talk about important issues.
Yeah.
As far as the rest of the town government, I don't know. I think so for the most part.
Okay. What do you mean you watch our show? I
saw the episode where you were talking about the whole Jewett City merger with the town.
Oh,
and you were pretty bent out of shape, and
I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it. Tell me why it works.
I'm not saying I'm in favor or
all right.
whatever. No. I'm just saying in general. That was an example.
I don't know. I just think it's one of those things that have been. If you start ripping those two things apart, now you talk about keep the residents happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how happy are they going to be if they got to go one place to pay borough taxes and then they got to go another place?
It's ridiculous.
It's just stupid.
It is, yeah.
And it's like one of the reasons why they came together to begin with,
right.
In one building. And I think this is a long, long time ago. It was was because of convenience for the resident. And now why don't they just buy their own damn copier, with their own fax machine and be done with it?
Right.
I think we found out they do. They have their own copier.
Right, but I'm
to your point though, it is stupid to be arguing over stuff like this, is it not? I mean,
right. The bottom line is, to your point, make the residents happy. Get their value for the buck, for whatever we're spending, whatever you're spending, right?
Mhm.
I don't see, I don't see where it makes sense. And I'm getting on my I'm getting on my soapbox here, but
go for it.
But I don't see the reality that we should be spending silly money in the borough to get another place just because.
No, I know.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't make economical sense. It doesn't make business sense to me. And no one has been able to go ahead and say, well, this is why, and this is why it makes economical sense.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if I'm wrong,
no, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. No, I don't think you're wrong.
Paul, do you have a?
I don't know what you mean to get another place. I don't know what you mean by that answer. Question you said.
Well, they'd have to. They're thinking of possibly Bolton and going somewhere else.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So
yeah,
I would be. I'd be like, it's like a relationship.
Well, the relationship right now. If it was,
it's not me, it's you.
Well, if it was me, we all get checked off or something. You're gonna bust my ass. Well, guess what? Goodbye. I'm gone.
Right.
That's how we all feel.
Right.
It's nonsensical. All right, let's talk about important stuff like finance stuff. So, what's going on with the budget? Where do we sit? What are we looking to do?
So, as I think most people know, the town and Board of Ed submitted their budgets. Let me get some numbers out here. Essentially, the town was looking for a pretty decent size increase, if I remember, percentage-wise. I got to remember these are all percent. So the general government was looking for an increase of 6.45%. And I believe the school was looking for an increase of 4 point, and that equates. I'm sorry, for the town that equates to about 600,000, approximately 650,000 increase. Mm-hmm. And the school was looking for an increase of 4.95, if I remember correctly. Let me just make sure. And that was
right.
And that was an increase of about 1.3 million, give or take. So after discussion and hearing all their reasoning and such, essentially the Board of Finance had a pretty important meeting last night, and we asked the school, the Board of Ed, to come back with a budget that cuts basically two scenarios. One that cuts the budget. Now we got to remember, it's not cutting the budget; it's cutting the increase, 600,000 and 400,000. And we asked the town to come with scenarios that cut at 100,000 and 60,000. So here's the bottom line: the Board of Finance, and I think at this point I can speak for everyone on this, is looking to raise the mill rate zero, to literally legit zero tax increase this year, which I think everyone would be very happy about, including myself. The way we're going to do that is threefold, really. Number one, some good news, the town, the grand list. So for people that don't understand, the grand list is essentially how much the property in our town is worth. And that's what we use to set the mill rate, AKA we need to spend this much. The grand list is worth this much. So this is how much per thousand we tax you to get to that point. The grand list went up pretty considerable amount to the point where we're getting another approximately $675,000 in taxes next year. So
is that a result of the revaluation?
No, that's actually nothing to do with the revaluation. No, that's all new construction.
Wow.
Yeah, it's great.
It's kind of shocking.
It is fees, building permits and new construction. So that's excellent.
There you go. Economic development.
Not from the Economic Development Committee.
Put your foot in your mouth.
We'll take it, right? We'll take anything we can get. Yeah. So that's number one. That's huge for us. Number two, we're going to use some money out of the reserves. So for people that don't realize, our reserve fund is very flush right now. There's a policy, there's a town policy that we have to be within two percentages of the budget. I think the lower end is 8.5%, and the upper end is 17.5 or 17, one of those, and we're already above that. And if we get this grant, knock on wood, we should be getting this grant for the senior center. That'll give us another $700,000 for that fund. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is our fund balance is very flush, so we're going to use the increased tax revenue plus the fund balance plus reducing these increases as much as we can to make a 0% increase for the year.
I thought the grants for the senior center, I thought we got that. Wasn't that the one that Summers got?
Yes, so we have gotten it. Well, we've been awarded it. We have still to get the check, to make it clear.
Because we haven't done all the paperwork.
We have been over. Well, the selectman's office has been going back and forth. The guy even came down for like a tour last week. And again, you know how the state works.
Slow.
They're slow, and there's so much bureaucracy and paperwork. But
you call it red tape?
Yeah. Oh gosh, beyond right. So everyone's very confident. The finance director, everyone, that we're gonna get this money, and so let's just pray that happens. But even without that money, we're still in good shape, and
That's good to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I think the good news is, and a lot of times it's doom and gloom. Oh, our taxes are going to skyrocket. Everything's crumbling. We have no money. But I think, and the bottom line is we did it through frugal spending for the last however many years. Like I mentioned earlier, we're not one of the lucky few who just get funneled so much money from the state. And sure, we have to live frugally and we have to make tough decisions. But at the end of the day, we have a decently low mill rate, and I love our town. I think it's doing great, and there's a lot of good stuff on the horizon. And so,
and if you don't, check out Norwich's mill rate.
Exactly, or even Sterling or Voluntown. They're way higher than. I mean, I don't know about Voluntown, but Sterling's way higher than ours. I mean, nothing against Sterling, but.
So does that include the impact from the field and the basketball?
So that
I'm glad you asked that.
Right.
Yeah.
So all right. So what we did, essentially, to save us from making a payment this year, what we did is essentially, instead of bonding it immediately, what we did is we have like $6 million plus in our general fund. So what we're doing is we're funding the field with that money, and then after the fiscal year starts for next year, we're going to bond it at that point, which then will replenish our general fund. So long story short, we're only making an interest payment this year on that.
Gotcha.
So that's about $112,000 in interest.
It's probably a good thing not to do that, because the bonding rates are probably high.
Yeah, well, yeah, we're trying to, and it saves us $380,000 about this year. So I think it was a no-brainer. Eric, the finance director, came up with that idea, and we all, So yeah, I think it's a good news story. I mean, is it going to be? There's going to be some cuts, I think, that might be difficult, certainly, but I think we can get through it. I don't think it's anything it's not anything we've not dealt with before. So
sounds like 90 days, same as cash.
No, that's good news, I think.
Yeah,
because I think a lot of people are expecting.
Oh yeah, I mean,
go up. I was
right,
especially with the field. I said, "Oh shit, here we go."
Man. Right. I think, hey, it's a year. But and another thing is,
I think people thought that the mill rate was going to go up like 3.
Oh no,
3. No, you should hear some of the
Really?
crazy stories I've heard. Yeah.
Really? Oh no. My gosh, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money.
Well,
that's going to make people. That's going to make people happy. That's for sure.
Yeah, I think that'll make people happy. And another thing is, I think, at least myself, I think this is kind of what we're trying to do is basically pass a budget this year with no increase, because this is kind of our last. I don't want to say our last stand, because our mill rate, our reserve fund is still very flush, and it will be even after this year. But knock on wood, again, here comes the infrastructure project. But knock on wood, we're being promised that it's going out to bid, and it's gonna start work this fall, and now how much that costs and how much we do, that's yet to be seen. But I think this is like in my opinion, I'm kind of throwing a deep Hail Mary and saying, all right, we're going to pass it this year, and knock on wood, there will be economic development coming starting next year to help offset the taxes. That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, I mean, I think they said because it's July sometime.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I guess there's still some environmental impacts.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
looking at with
right.
certain type of snakes,
And
turtles,
frogs
and
and
frogs,
everything
and whatever
else,
the
yeah.
hell it is down there.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think at this point that we're going to get like, because the cost has gone up so much and we only have X amount to pay for it, they're going to give us like options, this much would be this much, and then make it shorter, smaller and smaller. And
Right. And they don't need the water tower, because like one of the questions I asked was, what if we don't put the water tower in?
Right.
Can they still, build
So they
that
don't
project
need it.
down there?
Why are they doing it? Or why do they want
I
it?
didn't-
Fire suppression. That's why the water tower is going in. But what they would have to do is put something on their own property and take care of it.
Oh, okay. I see
That's what
you
it
mean.
was for.
Gotcha.
So I don't think anything's going to go over there anyway until we get infrastructure. So it's a catch-22. It's like you got to bite the bullet. You got to spend the money to get it out there. Then you'll have people start to get interested because of, it's kind of like plug and play. You know how people are. They want to companies. They want to.
I think once that ground's broken and we have legit plans and everything
It'll be
else, then the hopefully then it'll start flowing in. And I think
I mean, you still got
his
the
job
old-
will be a lot easier. Hopefully, right?
No. We've talked about it a million times. It's like we've needed infrastructure. That's a busy road.
Oh my
And
gosh,
there
it
should have
is.
been. I mean, how many road studies have been done over there with like the amount of cars that go by
Right.
every single day?
Right.
There's business there.
Yeah.
And why there's no infrastructure there, that should have been done 20, 25 years ago. At least.
At least.
And it's not.
Look at Lisbon Landing, and there's a case in point. And I know.
Yeah. And now they're getting a Starbucks.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that. Where have I been?
You know, right by 395, all that construction that's going on.
Oh, no kidding.
It's going to be a standalone Starbucks. And get this, ready?
Unbelievable.
Metro mattress.
No. Oh my gosh.
Money laundering. Anyway,
how perfect is our exit over here? How perfect of a spot is
Yes.
that? I mean, oh my goodness. You could put anything there. The amount of cars, 395 is pretty. I'm sure it's a lot busier than it was back in the day.
the only reason why there's the amount of traffic on Route 12 in Lisbon right now is because of those two shopping centers.
Yeah.
That's it.
100%.
You go past that, there's nothing.
You're right.
Nothing.
You're right.
It
It drops off.
164.
Yeah.
It's busy all the time.
Yeah.
Thank God for casinos, maybe.
Right. I think that's a lot of it, but
But
still, you put
it's still
something there,
there.
they're going to stop. Right.
And it's a long stretch of road you can build on.
Of course. And there's
This
nothing
is-
there. I mean,
I
it's a no, I know.
This is why. That's where my frustration is as a resident.
Oh,
You know?
I've been saying the same thing for my entire life for sure.
So can I drop a comment on you?
Yeah, sure. Let's
All right.
do it.
All right. So let's Sarah Confer. Hey, Sarah. Good morning. Where is I want to go back to, and we got Jennifer has something for you too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Sarah says, so the increased administrative salaries by 28%. And if they have to make cuts in the pre-K and if they have to make cuts in the pre-K program, why don't they cut back on admin salaries before they hit the kids? There's more.
Okay.
I'm kind of annoyed that the Board of Ed is making it look like the Board of Finance is cutting education programming when in reality, the high ratio of administrator salaries and related costs is the issue with the Board of Ed budget. Rant over and good morning.
Oh boy. Yeah. So last night, it was brought up by one of our members that essentially one of the heavier areas of the increase of the Board of Ed budget was for administrative salary increases, quite a high percentage, along with like added administration secretaries and such. So yeah, when we essentially asked the Board of Ed, what's just off the top of your head, what would be cut, and again, I'm sure they're not happy about getting cut. I mean, but I do get worried as well. Then when they say, "Oh, the pre-K program, sports, music," I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that's. I agree. I think everything needs to be looked at and taken into account. I think what people also don't need to understand is so the way it's set up, the Board of Education has complete control over their budget, and the Board of Finance, meaning they just give us the number, and that's how it works. We can't cut a line. We can't tell. We can suggest things possibly, but we can't tell them what to do per se. The town budget, the Board of Finance has line item control, meaning we could go in and literally do whatever we want to the budget essentially. So we make suggestions to the Board of Ed, and then we deal with what the budget they bring forward. So it's up to them. I mean, I'm happy to see what they do with what we suggested, but and again, I don't want to start bashing the administration. I think the administration, especially the superintendent, does a fantastic job. I'll be honest about that, absolutely. Mm-hmm. But when it comes when we have to tighten the belt down, they need to look at what their priorities are. So,
let's see. All right, Victoria from Sterling. Sterling is very high. They're proposing to lower it, but we will still be paying more in taxes because of the reval.
Yeah, I think. Sterling's in a tough.
I don't know if you can really.
No. Well,
Sterling,
I'll say just from being a resident, Sterling's in a tough situation. They're very rural and they're kind of out of the way, so to speak. And I don't know. I don't envy them. I mean,
it's mostly residential.
Yeah,
nothing there.
It's just a residential town. Right. Yeah.
All right, Jennifer Gauthier, the senior center was awarded but held up. The senior center grant was awarded but held up because the state was missing paperwork and proper receipts. I believe they were just recently resubmitted and under official review. Senator Summers is diligently working on our behalf to get the payment processed now that the paperwork has been submitted. And now she goes on to say, Alex, this is for you.
So red tape, by the way, I'll mention.
How does the Board of Finance feel that they want to handle the early voting costs for the upcoming fiscal year?
Is that it?
I know there was talk about taking from contingency if there were costs. Is this still the case? I'm going to go back over here. I'm concerned that not only including any expense expectation might hurt us in the end. Legislature estimated 700 to 900K statewide for this coming year, but we aren't accounting for any expenses. That's Greek to me right there.
Yeah. So essentially what happened is last election, the midterms, there was a statewide question if we should allow early voting. It passed by a pretty wide margin, I think 60 to 40 about. And so the state legislature is now going to pass a law that is going to lay the groundwork for that, lay the framework, I should say. So it's going to say, I think the proposal currently is 10 days of early voting from 8 to 4, and then 2 of those days are from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. So essentially you're going to be able to vote early, and a lot of states do this, quite a few. Now, as far as the cost, of course, and yet another, I would call it an unfunded mandate, possibly from the state. They didn't include any money, from what I understand, in the budget for this. So the town does pay for elections, and so the assumption is we're going to have to cover the costs when it comes to this. The reason why we didn't put any money in the budget for this is because there's just so many unknowns. I mean, we have no idea how much it's going to cost. We still don't know how many days it's going to be, how many workers you need, etc. There's so many details. So I'm personally of the opinion we wait and see what happens, and then, like we said, we're going to put a little extra money in the contingency to offset that cost. But again, here we go again. The state government is forcing us to do another thing and not giving us the dime to do it. So
there's a lot of that going on, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Court Kinney. Good morning, Kurt. Kurt, whatever. Sorry, dude. I commend the Board of Finance for working to keep the mill rate stable. There are multiple pieces to that puzzle. Town residents will appreciate a no increase to the property taxes this year, especially, of course we will, especially with the changes. I mean, we're not sitting here going, Alex, I want to pay about $300-$400 more.
Right.
Can you make that work?
Right.
especially with the changes coming on our car taxes and the state's proposal to increase the assessment to 75 from 70 for next year property taxes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's our goal, is to not increase the taxes. I think everyone would be happy about that. And you got to remember, we're not only are we not increasing the taxes, we're still increasing the Board of Ed and the town's budget. So the budgets are still being increased without a tax increase. So it's a win for both. As far as that's concerned, I have been reading about that somewhat. Supposedly, and I honestly don't understand their logic. So the state is gonna. So for people who don't know, your property is assessed at a 70% value, and for property taxes, they want to increase it to a 75%. I don't know what the difference would be, because all that would happen is our tax revenue would go up, and then our mill rate would go down to in a perfect world to offset that, because we still spend the same amount of money. So I don't really know their reasoning or logic behind that, and that's the case for almost every bill they put out, to be honest with you. But I don't understand what that would do.
Well, last year they did something with vehicles, remember?
Yeah, so they put a cap on it.
It didn't affect us.
Right. Of course, it didn't affect us because we spend within our means. Right. Yeah. It affects all the towns, and I think there's a proposal to get rid of property taxes on vehicles, but I don't know.
It was.
I hope it didn't go anywhere. Yeah. So.
Wow.
I just also want to announce today we're also going to give the world premiere video of Alex Greslak's parody of taxes to the song of All the Single Ladies. All the single taxes, all the single taxes. Well, put your hands up if you want.
I mean,
we're gonna write that parody and we're gonna submit it. You know, of course, we're gonna want funding. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I can't remember when there was a zero tax increase.
I it's been a while. I know. I know.
Really
I think everyone's in shock about it, but it's great.
Want the program, put a cap on it.
Put
a cap on it.
Because I can't remember when there was zero.
Yeah, I think it's
great.
If
you can pull this off, man,
it's going to be great. Yeah.
Wasn't there like 5 or 6 years ago that Skolchak pulled money from the general fund or something to offset everything?
But it wasn't zero.
Like $90,000.
But it wasn't zero.
I thought it was. I thought it turned out to be flat.
I don't know.
I could be wrong, but
I just keep paying.
So do I, Paul. But hopefully you'll be paying the same amount.
The funny thing is it's just dollars and cents. It's adding and subtracting. Numbers don't lie.
I know.
At the end of the day, and then these poor guys and ladies, they get crap because it's like, what do you want me to do? They're just numbers. I mean, I don't know. I think you guys do a great job.
Well, thank you.
You know, anybody that's on that board, you know, you guys are ahead of a lot of scrutiny, you know, from different people and stuff. Like it's like,
well,
do you go home sometimes, just throw your hands up and go, I don't know what to do. I don't know what they want from me.
Well,
I'm only a man.
Yeah.
I did, to be honest with you, over the last several years, I didn't have a lot of respect with the finance board because I found a lot of the people to be very arrogant.
Right.
Like, I'm the king, and, you know, that's the way I assumed that they were. And I didn't have a lot of appreciation for the finance board at all.
Well, hopefully that's changed your perception.
I mean, I think.
I like all you.
Oh, good. Thank you. Thank you.
That's what he says.
Yeah. I think the board's and we get along pretty well. There's really not, we have policy debates certainly, but overall there's no bad blood. So
well, Paul's a grumpy old bastard.
Paul's been paying taxes for many years.
Yes, sir.
I understand.
I gotta give him that. No, he knows what he's talking about. I bust his ass all the time, but I think everybody knows that I respect Paul greatly for his knowledge and stuff, and he knows it too. That's the funny thing. Let's see. Jennifer Gauthier. I do not envy the position Alex and the board is in. See, there you go. I appreciate all the hard work, and I appreciate your approachability, transparency, and answering questions.
Well, thank you, Jen.
She goes, there is no proposed. Boy, I'm like tumbling all over my words today. There's no proposed legislation to discontinue the car tax. There is legislation that is currently effective 1023 to exempt non-commercial trailers snowmobiles. That's important. And ATVs. Oh, and also to value based on MSRP, manufacturer sticker retail price, with a set depreciation schedule, so that I have to do something with these comments because I can't fit them all on the board. There's increases in my motor vehicle values for the life of the vehicle. This will help to regulate car taxes for residents and a step in the right direction. Jennifer, just run for governor, for Christ's sake. Jesus. You got all the answers. Screw the Burgess thing. Run for governor.
No, it's okay.
You can run for the governor of the new split of Eastern Connecticut and Western Connecticut.
There we
As
go.
we
There we
split.
go. There we go. That wouldn't be the worst idea ever.
Do you think that it'll never happen?
It'll never happen in a million years, but I would certainly consider being in favor of that.
Well, we get the casinos, we get EP.
And
Yeah.
UConn.
And UConn.
And,
Yeah.
and the casinos.
I just said that,
Yeah.
They're all our money, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can have 7-Eleven. We'll give them that.
As long as they get all the cities, yeah. That's
Hartford,
Hartford,
New Haven,
New Haven,
Bridgeport, Danbury.
yeah, Waterbury, yeah. Yeah.
Dirty Water.
All the money's going
Meriden.
there.
I mean, I don't think they think very favorable of us anyway. So okay,
Well, you know why? Because this is the red side of the state.
right? They think we're big rubes over here, basically. Yeah, they think,
That's the
It's
problem.
but isn't that always been that way? It's like even when like
It's always been this way.
yeah,
well, it's when Hillary Clinton was campaigning,
Mhm.
she came to Connecticut.
she's not going to come to Griswold. She's
No, well, no, she went to New Haven.
Mhm.
She went to Stanford,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But she go to Bridgeport. There are more votes in Bridgeport than there are from Thompson to New London.
Yeah, yeah.
So why the
Yeah,
hell?
I mean, politically it makes sense, but you know,
I mean, Lamont came here for a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was during the
he came here about the gun range.
gun range. Yeah.
Because it was politically, he was
Your
it was-
favorite,
it was-
right.
Politically motivated,
Right,
yeah.
that's-
He
that's
wants to
the
say,
point.
"Oh, I'm one of those, rednecks too. I can come, yeah." So
So let's talk about the field for a second. I don't even know if this is relevant really to the
sure,
conversation.
yeah,
but
whatever.
What can you say to residents? And we kind of touched on it a little bit,
Mhm.
with the budgeting and
Mhm.
what can you tell residents so that they can feel, because it's happening.
Yeah.
Regardless,
Oh,
to
yeah.
cushion the blow, what would you tell them that maybe something that they don't I don't understand, or Paul understands everything. But I mean, he does, I'm telling you. But average Fred that doesn't understand what's really happening with it and how that's affecting our economy in town, what would you tell them?
Well, for starters, I'd say I think everyone should go drive by the field right now because it's pretty unbelievable how much work's been done.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like I went by after about a week. I'm on the field building committee as well.
I know, that's kind of why I also asked you that
So,
question.
So yeah, we've been we've met half a dozen times at this point, and it's the smoothest process. I mean, I've not been part of too many building projects, but it's extremely smooth. I can sleep very well at night because I know this company knows what it's doing. I mean, we get reports, complete line items, what they've done, what percentage is done, how much we paid them so far. Another thing that people can rest easy on is we hired a clerk of the works, which wasn't done for the senior center. Essentially what that is basically a liaison. Like, he works for us. He's a liaison, right?
Yeah.
He goes and talks to the company and says, make sure everything's on track. If there's any issues, reports it back to us. He's very experienced. He's doing an excellent job. They've already told us everything's on schedule. Knock on wood, so far.
I think they're way ahead.
Yeah,
schedule.
right. I think they're saying
Next week?
no, I wish, but they're going to be done sometime in July tentatively, and then they want about a month for the field, or excuse me, the track to settle.
Yeah.
So, knock on wood, it's full steam ahead, and it looks like the first sports games will be easily played on that field next year. As far as I heard a lot during the process, oh my gosh, they're going to blow this budget right out of the water. I really don't think so, unless something insane happens. I don't know how that's possible because right now we're totally on track, if not under budget, and there's no major issues. They're already so far along in the process. Yeah, I think it's going basically as smooth as we could have asked for. So it's excellent. And now another great thing as far as tax revenue for the town. The Norwich, I don't know if you've seen this, Mike, but the Norwich I think it's the Board of Ed. So in years past, if you're a Norwich resident, you're in high school, you could go to a litany of different schools. You could go to NFA, Griswold, Colchester, Ledyard, then all the magnet schools, tech schools, etc. But now and I don't really know the backstory, but they essentially changed that. So Norwich residents can go to only Griswold. Griswold is the only non-Norwich, besides, of course, tech schools and agriculture.
Well, those are considered state schools.
So anyone can go there, right? But as far as just town is concerned, they can only go to Griswold or NFA, which is huge because hopefully, knock on wood, it'll draw more kids into Griswold that would want to go to a smaller school.
Yep.
And play in our brand new sports field, perhaps.
Yeah.
And that's
going to be huge.
And I think that's give or take $12,500, $13,000 per kid per year. Another great news story is the superintendent said, and again, this isn't official, but we have 33 seniors departing us from other towns. We already have 30. We already have 33 kids signed up that are going to be enrolled. And according to him, this is pretty early in the process for that.
0.
So what's that? So we're losing 0.
We're losing 0.
But we have an opportunity to gain quite a bit because he said he wouldn't be surprised if a decent amount more kids sign up. So this is it's all good news. I mean, it's very good news. And I think, the plan is coming together and we're already seeing the fruits of our labor here. And
I think that, and this is just a personal opinion, I don't really have anything to base it on.
Sure.
I don't really have anything to base anything on what I say. But I think people that were going to the polls or even sit back and didn't vote or whatever, on the whole referendum, they're thinking that, or I think they may be thinking that it's for 5 games a year.
Yeah, no, that's
5 football
nothing could be
games.
further from the truth. Right?
Well, I realize that. Was it you and I that had that discussion Monday, Paul?
No.
All right. Oh no, I had a discussion with another EDC member, actually, and what we talked about was I said, okay, because they were not for the project. And I went, okay, well, do you know what it's going to be used for? So the way I described it, just as a resident, and I said, well, it's not just 5 football games.
No.
I said, there's the track, and I described the current state of the track and what that's going to do, not only just for residents that could walk on it, but as far as even hosting tournaments.
Yep.
Or out of region tournaments. Like let's say, Western Connecticut Athletics, some conference out there. They got to go somewhere that is
neutral,
right? They can come to Griswold now because we'll have the facilities to go ahead and do that.
I did not vote against. I did not vote against it because of the number of games. I voted against it because I was afraid the taxes were going to.
Right.
That was my reasoning for voting.
I had nothing against.
I didn't care about how many
it wasn't
games.
you. It wasn't you.
I know it wasn't me, but I'm just saying.
That I was
I don't
talking
think a
about.
lot of people. I think a lot of people were more concerned about tax increase.
I think so too.
And I think right now, if you would have
Absolutely.
told them back then that we're not going to have a tax increase, you would have had a lot more people voting for it.
You're right.
I think people were scared.
And I think the reason I kind of saw the writing on the wall, but I didn't want to promise something I couldn't, couldn't. You know what I'm trying to. Jeez,
You can't promise things you don't know you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I couldn't promise that, but I had a good feeling. But again, so it's working out excellent. It really is.
I do have one question. Though.
Sure.
What goes under the new turf? Is this some kind
It's a
of special-
drainage system.
Is it some sort of special soil that's packed down, or somebody told me it's concrete? This is great.
No, I don't think. I don't know
That's
exactly.
what it used to be.
Right before, when they took it all out, it was all concrete, from what I understand, right? Yeah. But it's a drainage system, but I don't know exactly goes what right under the turf. I'm not sure.
Something that's hard.
Something, right? Yeah.
There's padding,
right,
and I think a lot of the reports that people are posting about injuries is well before when it was just concrete.
Right.
One of the guys that does calls games with me is John Harden, and he used to play on turf down in Texas when he was in school, in high school and stuff. He said, "You're falling on concrete.
Yeah,
you're breaking bones, and stuff like that." But no,
it's a lot different in 2023. I'm telling you, the technology is unbelievable. I played when I was in high school. I played at Montville. They were the only one at the time who had a turf field. NFA has that, but that's not. Montville had an actual turf field, and I like playing on it. I thought it was excellent. I mean, I don't know. I think it's great. And I to Paul's point, I think a lot of residents will be shocked that there will be no tax increase. Hopefully,
I think you're absolutely right.
And I think they'll be very happy about that. And the good news is as well, it's not like we're just dumping all of our money into it and saying, oh, this is basically a no tax increase. That's kind of artificial, but I think we're sustained for some years to come too. So we're in good shape.
That's good news,
That is good.
And it's, I mean, you can't, like to Alex's point, you can't predict that's going to happen.
Yeah, especially
you can't come out and say that because then you look like a real doofus if it.
I don't want to misguide people by saying, "Oh, there's not going to be a tax increase," and next thing you know, oh my gosh,
especially in a year when inflation is up, cost of everything is up, so you would automatically make the assumption that the town budgets would be up as a result of all of those things.
Sure, makes sense,
right? And they are up. It's just a matter of we have more money to fill the gap, essentially, to fund it. Which is great. Yeah. So
Kathy says, Paul, come to the meeting on Thursday at the Field Turf, the company that's building the field. Will be there to answer questions.
Oh, well.
So no, I'm just saying.
No, I know. I don't know. I know I'm out of town Thursday. So. Yeah. Ask the question for me.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I will. I'll be there.
I'll
be there. Yeah, no, I am too, actually. Now that you say that, I am too. It's
anything else you want to mention about the budget that we probably, because we did, jump off on a bunch of.
No, it's okay. No, I don't think so.
Kind of did that last time too, but that's what happens with conversation sometimes. Anything you want to mention about the budget that you should know about for the next time you come in?
I don't think so. I think the next step is we're going to have actually, this is kind of important. We're going to have a public hearing about the budgets as they sit currently on Tuesday at 7:00 at the middle school cafeteria. And then
what date again?
Tuesday coming up.
This coming Tuesday.
This coming Tuesday.
Okay.
Yep. So that'll be the public hearing. And so you can come and speak or email us whatever you want in support, etc.
You'd be out of town, Paul, again?
No, May 2nd, I'm
out of town.
There you go. And then next Thursday is when we have another working session that'll really, I think after next Thursday, we'll know for sure where we sit. And then we'll I think about 2.5 weeks after that, we have the town meeting to send it to referendum, and then we'll send it to referendum for a vote. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty. It's just a matter of doing some math and tightening things up a bit, and we're in good shape. So
that's good.
That's good news.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good news. So can we get you? I know it's getting sooner and sooner.
Sure.
Towards the the vote and stuff, which means we ask you to come in a little more.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. I know you also have a job.
Yeah, but I can make it work. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to.
Even if we have to do it virtual, we can do that as well too.
Okay. No, I don't mind coming in. Yeah.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Well, we appreciate your time.
Yeah.
And
thank you guys.
What you do, for the board and everything.
Yeah.
I saw you. I remember just really when I first started doing this, you were like 22, 23.
Yeah, it was.
You and Jared Pico were
just
kind of starting.
That's true. Yeah, you were too. I remember.
Yeah,
matter of fact,
I
can remember vividly.
Oh,
it was no, it wasn't anything you. It was this is way back, a Republican town committee meeting, and I remember Kevin saying, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a radio station coming to town," and he's putting the antenna, I think, on Dean's Corner building.
Well, no, it was there's 3 of them out there.
Really?
Yeah, that are not even being used. Yeah,
gotcha. So yeah, that was a long time. Yeah, when was it? 2015.
2015.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, but it's nice because I've been able to watch you develop, in the boards and stuff like that. And you're a very intelligent young man.
Thank you.
And just it's to have that injection of youth,
Yeah, it's good.
You know, into our town, our town system. I think is amazing. I think we need more kids. I don't need kids. You're a grown man.
Right.
I mean, I'm 57.
I know.
So.
Everyone calls me kid. It's I understand what they mean, and I'm trying my best to recruit some of my fellow youth. So let's see. Hopefully.
Let me just ask one question. Do we do anything with getting cameras so we can watch these meetings online?
Well, the good news is they have been starting to film them.
I know they are. I watched a couple of them.
Yeah.
I don't think they post them afterwards, do they?
They're posted.
They do.
Yeah, on the town page.
Okay, good.
We're making sure. So, to your answer, yes.
I mean,
that was priority number one. And I said, I don't want to pass the budget without having money to make sure because it's 2023.
I mean, I watch them later and watch them more than I ever did.
Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, absolutely. And I've gone back and watched them because I forgot things that people said or whatever, and it's excellent to say, so
it's accountantologity for you too.
It is absolutely.
What'd you say? I didn't say that. Yes, you did.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Here, let me play this clip because some 12-year-old's gonna put it on Snapchat. And you're screwed. So anyway, Alex, thank you very much.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate you coming in.
Good seeing you. We'll see you soon. Absolutely. Yes.
Got it.
Keep up the good work. It's good news.
Yeah.
Let's get the budget passed with no increase. Huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
That'd be great.
That'll be awesome.
All
right,
right,
we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you before when the
absolutely after the probably after next week. After we have that second meeting, it'd be a good time. Okay.
Very good.
All right, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, Alex Kreslak, who's the chairman of the Board of Finance. I mean, whether you don't like partisan politics or whatever your stance is with that, this is small town stuff, man. It has nothing to do with being a Republican or a Democrat or anything. And yet,
not at this level.
Right, of course not. And it's nice to see, like I said, he's a 30-year-old man. He's a young man to see him, being taking this kind of accountability and responsibility in this town and putting his work ethic to good use for the town.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely commend that. And that's not to shortchange anybody else,
right?
But still, so that's really cool. And why I'm not on any boards right now. That's why I said you really want to go there right now.
No.
Okay.
No.
So anyway, good talk today, man. Good talk.
Yeah, I think so. It's good news to hear.
Yeah. So we'll see you again on Friday, right?
Yeah.
Tomorrow will be a Wassilick. It'll be Mike and a Wassilick. See, I never know. If it's going to be Kathy, is it going to be Rich? It's going to be Rich. It's going to be Kathy. Who knows? Maybe it'll be Ryan. Your kid.
Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe it'll be Nick. I doubt it'll be Caitlin. But anyway, so we'll see you on Friday.
Okay.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. Enjoy. And we'll see you tomorrow where it's going to be Mike and a Wassilick. Right here on SNSN.
The flagship for Griswold High School sports. And your home for local news and weather, broadcasting from Main Street in the borough of Jewett City. The streaming news and sports network, SNSN.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org.